Hello, everybody. I'm not hosting this tournament, so please don't hold me responsible for the awful gameplay that you are about to see here. We're watching Kanye and Ebony make their first baby steps in this tournament versus Math and Jay, who nobody expects anything good from anyway. Kanye's running that key palm deck that he never seems to ever win with. Blocks a Willow. Jay and Math are both trying to get on him right now, but it was very telegraphed that they wanted to follow up with a sword. And that iron skin right now is just perfect for blocking all of those shenanigans. Yeah, Kanye's got a good defense here. Ebony is, doing his thing up there.
I'm good, bro.
Math and Jay just are not giving it up. They've gotten 3 damage out of all of that. They've given Ebony plenty of time to get set up, too. Although this is Ebony, so he loses 1 attack and now he picks up a 4th shield. So, yeah, we're off to an exciting start. They do finally time it correctly to break it. They break both now.
No.
Not sure I like 2 iron skins on a cartwheeler. Kanye's starting to take a bit of punishment. He got 2 lightning swords with those iron skins. Got both the bullet of fire and the willow. Just flame sword for Math. Ebony uses a recall, picks up another shield. Oh my goodness, he's got an attack. It's revolutionary. Kanye's done a good job so far of absorbing the pressure of 2-on-1. Math and Jay not showing synergy there. Not really showing any ability to coordinate and take any of that down. Turbulence will hit Ebony. Kanye's going to drop his own Willow. He's got the Tiger Strength, going to move in with the Key Palm and the Reincarnation now. Finally in a position to do some damage. I mean, look at this. After all the time Jay and Math spent, Math is sitting with an attack. He's got 1 flame sword, 21 capsules remaining, and he's cut off from his base. He literally had to cartwheel off just to get up there. And he takes 5 damage for doing it, too. All that time wasted with getting, like, what, 3 damage on Kanye because they wouldn't give it up? They lost, like, 4 attacks, too. Not a good start here on Palace. Ebony and Kanye are in a much better spot. There goes another Turbulence. Pretty sure Kanye's got another one right there, though. Yeah, they're both set up. Math still doesn't have a shield, still doesn't have access to his base. They have to just withstand this barrage. Jay hasn't even gotten that deep in his arsenal either. We've seen a Psycho Shell out of him, but I don't see any other race defenses that he's used right now to handle the laser. Kanye does make a misstep there, takes the lightning sword, loses the dark hole. But Math is taking a beating. He's got nothing. Wasted way too much time early this game. Yeah, Kanye is going to have... Oh, that little tiny box saved his bacon. Cannot call that one skill there. He's had a good defense game, but that one was full-on luck with that little box saving his life. So Math has crawlers, but he really can't afford to use them. He eats another Reincarnation. He still can't get towards his base. Jay's trying to put pressure on Ebony to give Math some room, but it doesn't matter. Math finally gets a shield, but it's going to be broken quite easily. He's at least able to stop the laser pressure for now.
Oh my god.
And
he froze Jay too.
some people might remember me discussing this in the podcast, and that right there in the first match for them showcases exactly what I was talking about. They both like to be in the melee, and Math ices his own partner, then goes down immediately causing Jay to take a heck of a lot of damage there in the pickup. Kanye goes down to the crawlers, though. Ebony hasn't even been touched yet, but they do finally hit a Psycho Burst.
By the escalator.
Jay making a weird call. Now he's in position. A good Ice Sword. Math and Jay might close this out, but again, they're double melee right now. They have to be careful. Ebony can stay away from them. They're almost as likely to hit each other as they are to hit Ebony.
You got it.
And there it goes. Math hits Jay again. Double melee is not good. They're both trying to block the pickup, and they both only got melee, and that's the second time they've hit each other. They failed the pickup. Ebony showing fantastic poise there. Absolutely unfazed by the melee standing there before him. He even erased that flame sword, too. Jay eats another reincarnation in the back. Math continues to eat damage in the back.
Fuck.
I don't think Kanye broke that glacial wall. He hasn't been using the tiger strength as much.
And a rock shot.
Jay's got a rock shot. No acquisitions on it, though. Math goes down to a blaster from Ebony. What a misstep there. That does not look good. And the Psycho Burst is easily read. And that'll be Kanye and Ebony.
Damn, dude.
Honestly, in a bit longer game than might have been expected, but they definitely looked in control the whole match there. There was one brief misstep when Kanye got a little hypey there and tried to kick into that crawlers. And then Ebony somehow ate that Psycho Burst, which was a misstep on their part. But that was really the only hiccup we saw them all game. Ebony looked fantastic making the pickup afterwards. And we see the same issues we predicted. Too much melee between Math and Jay, and they get confused. They don't get in sync. They lost a lot of attacks early to the same problem. They did not have good timing on getting rid of those iron skins early. They wasted a lot of time on Kanye. Not a good look on Palace. We'll have to see if they can get some synergy here rolling on the next couple of maps. Remember, it is loser picks. So Math and Jay are going to pick their poison on the second map. If I were them, I would be picking a big map so that way they aren't tempted to play their melee decks, because it does not look like they have coordinated and worked out that problem yet. I saw at least, 3 or 4 swords out of Math, like 2 swords out of Jay, and a Psycho Burst. That much melee between them is not good. Doesn't matter how coordinated you are, always causes problems. Even if you do something like that on Panorama, both of you shouldn't be running melee. And if you are, and if you have decided to go that route, then you're going to absolutely need to split them up. You got to go 1 for one, 1 for the other, which makes the corpse recovery that much harder, because say you do wipe one of them out, it's hard for you to both guard it, because you're just as likely to hit each other as hit the person you're chasing. Best way to do it in that scenario is have one person camp the body, one person chase. Seems like it is taking a long time to get to our next map. Seems like they've finally chosen lane. Get it underway. Kanye with a decent little start here. See, this is possibly a good map for Math and Jay. I do like the pick. Kanye getting stuck. Oh, that turbulence hits hard. But you're less likely to get into the melee here. I know Jay likes the rock shot, so we'll probably see some more of that out of him. But we do see nature out of Math. Oh, man. Losing a heat, violent change, and a relearn. I mean, he was aura screwed, so I guess he kind of had to lose it. He just overwrote one anyway, but I don't think he lost any recalls, and he has plenty of recalls in there, so
I had lost my
he should be able to get a lot of those
I had
back.
lost mine.
2 recalls on bench and 4 aura. Not where you want to be right now. See Jay with the reigns. Jay and Murder famous for the reigns on this map. They love that firestorm here. Kanye does get tagged by it. Armor's Watch out of Math is going to try and catch Ebony. And we do see Kanye, whenever he hovered it, they are running one of those real grind out recall decks. That is the full purpose. My goodness, I can't believe he dodged that. Cartwheelers are just made of 100% bull crap. And yet, with that at their disposal, sometimes they just suck and get hit.
He lost
Actually going to erase that reincarnation, so that's good. Math and Ebony, or excuse me, Jay and Ebony still playing up there. Playing a little game of grab ass. I think Math still has a sword. He's trying to hit that Armor's Watch too. Jay does catch the ice sword out of Ebony. Kanye actually drops, it looks like. Oh, I didn't see what he had in his hand. I guess I'd have to go back and look. Which I'm not willing to do right now. Slowly building his way up. Actually overwrites the Dark Hole in favor of getting aura. I know personally it hurts, you know, you see a Dark Hole and you overwrite it. Like that does not feel good, but with the recalls it
Hold on.
does not matter that much.
I got armor.
Another turbulence is going to take away one of the recalls. Kanye's left with maybe 2 recalls. That could really inhibit his ability to get the arsenal running depending on what he recalls. There is the last one. It is taking him a long time, and he takes a lot of damage there from Firestorm. Jay showing that he can do work with it.
Go do it now.
Eats a rock shot, trying to get his recalls off. I mean, he's finally got his loop running. He's back up to 15 capsules. We'll have to see if he actually gets any of the recalls back. But he has taken quite a bit of damage getting there. He does get the shield off of Math. And he's doing good now that he's set up. Jay and Math for all the work that they did get done in the meantime. Another turbulence. He loses the recall and the relearn.
They brought nothing but turbulence decks.
Turbulence, honestly, a good read against these guys. Breaking up that stuff. They've done quite a bit of work with it.
I got armor right now in my hand. Hold on. Alright. Hold on. Go ahead. Do it now.
Nice job there. Makes Math stagger with the hit there. Ice Sword's connecting onto Jay too, and he's got no shield. Doesn't even manage to cartwheel the first Lightning Sword. That's going to be a solid game too. I mean, Turbulence is not a bad read on him, but clearly it wasn't enough to accomplish what they needed. Because it's just like, I talked about it a bit, like whenever I played Guinan and Xanxus in the finals, they brought a pretty, anti-jank deck for Highway whenever we played our hang deck on Highway. Or rather not hang, but, pseudo-hang versus cartwheelers, which was possible there. Is that when you play that kind of anti-jank, when you run, I think we saw 3, maybe 4 turbulences. When you're running that much of it, we also saw the Armor's Watch. You got to remember, You know, Kanye and Ebony have limited stuff too because of the recalls, but you're also limiting yourself by running things just to counter it. And we still saw Kanye get off, I think, at least 2 recalls, right? So you inhibit them a bit, you take away some of the stuff, but by their nature, they're recalling this stuff, and they're still going to have more toys at the end of it than you did using your turbulences. So while it's not necessarily a bad read, I never feel like there is a good counter to recalls other than level erase. Turbulence is just not the way I like to go with it. They put up a good fight. They did a lot there. They got a lot of damage onto Kanye, but they kind of ran out of gas, which is what their deck is designed to do. Lots of erase shields, wear them down. Math lost that reincarnation early, so he didn't even have that left. And just weren't able to keep up the pressure. But, I mean, by the end of it, they got outfought, too. I mean, Ebony and Kanye did outfight them. They didn't pop them out. They outfought them. So, same stuff. No difference. This is what everybody was going to expect out of Ebony and Kanye, too. Ebony did it in the 1v1 tournament, and Kanye fell in love with it, and now that they started tagging together, this is what everybody knew they were going to do. Math and Jay are not surprised by what Ebony and Kanye are doing. Let's make that abundantly clear. There is no surprise factor here. Kanye getting front-loaded. Almost all of his recalls, forced to relearn an aura particle.
What do they got?
Ebony's taken 9 damage so far. Not coming out ahead on that trade. And I think Ebony's spawn is the one underneath there, so he's kind of cut off at the moment. I mean, in the end, though, I think he just lost his reincarnation. Yeah, Jay lost his rein to the dark hole. Ebony survives. He takes 10 damage, but he takes probably more than 1 attack there. And he still has the dark hole and another shield to continue erasing attacks.
He's coming back behind you. Watch out.
He's handling the pressure. Kanye's going to have his loop up. And they're just going to keep erasing attacks. That's really all there is to it. It's good technique. I may hate it. I may not enjoy playing against it. They're trying to put the pins into Kanye now. Thing is, they're giving Ebony time to set back up again. They could be doing this to Ebony and, you know, forcing one guy to dig. But Kanye's eating a lot of damage now. They do have him shieldless. They busted the flash hole. They got rid of his fortress.
That what?
Ebony's trying to give him a little bit of cover, but that's 15 damage in a very short amount of time.
Is it boost mine?
Kanye's going to help Ebony get up to his recall loop.
I'm gonna die right here, bro. I wanna die right here. I'm gonna let them hit me.
Kanye planning to die there. Ebony does not get off that recall, and he loses the shield.
I need you to follow me to my base.
This is what we needed to see. More pressure, coordinated attacks. We did not see this on Palace. Lane, the turbulence, just didn't pack enough punch to deal with the amount of recalls. Ebony, no shields. Kanye, no shields. These are players that rely super heavily on erase shields, and without them, they are in big trouble. They have to rely on outfighting an opponent that both has shields and better attacks right now. The Willows, double Willow against 2 cartwheelers without a shield is just brutal right now. Jay with a nice cartwheel there. Dodges the Rian, dodges the Flame Sword. He's 2v1 right now, but it doesn't matter. Flame Sword and the recalls are starting to get used, but Kanye goes up, hit by the Twister. Ebony has to dodge that cartwheel, or dodge the Willow. Kanye's going to continue to take damage here. Now they know what he's got too, so they can bait it out. Kanye goes down, unable to keep up with the Willow spam. Ebony now has to make a cross-map, corner-to-corner pickup versus double Willow, and he is yet to draw a shield again. There are weaknesses to this style. If you can get through enough of the shields, if you can put them on the back foot, they do not have the same offensive options, and that is what Jay and Math have finally been able to do here on Highway, which is traditionally Ebony's favorite map. They love playing on Highway. One flash hole could make a big difference here. They need to hit that lightning sword. Oh, Jay loses the shield. Ebony with good instincts there and somehow manages to dodge the twister. Ebony's going to make that long pickup now. Math, having backed off, has given him plenty of room.
Right there. Hell yeah.
They get full chance to restart now. They have a full chance to reset. This is looking like it could be the turning point where they make a comeback. Math has no attacks because he threw that willow carelessly into the flash hole.
I just need my flash hole and I'll be good.
Ebony takes down Jay. Math is just continuing to eat lightning swords. Makes the pickup. He still no attack. But Jay and Math are losing 2v1 to Ebony right now. Ebony's down there all on his lonesome. Jay's finally coming up to deal with Kanye again. But Kanye's back with a shield. Has Ebony there getting ready to back him up. Math finally has an attack. Jay completely missed the opportunity to land the twister on the stairs, which would have killed Ebony. They are in a bit of a firing range at this point. Math loses the crawlers again. He knows that there was...
Fuck, I don't have enough aura.
He knew that there was a flash hole on Ebony, but he threw it right into it anyway. Kanye does catch the ice sword, too.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that.
Math is getting real low on capsules. They had their shot. They had a shot. Ebony with the flash hole. It was too clutch. There's the violent change. Math is getting low, but hey, so's Kanye, honestly. Kanye is going to be almost as likely to pop himself out here in a moment. Dodges the willow. Math has a Rian. Math eats another lightning sword. Kanye does go down. Can they finally make it here? No, they don't. They don't even break through Ebony's fortress. They need to be staggering these timings, and they're not. They're not staggering.
Yeah, away from my base.
They popped 3 of Math's capsules.
Go on, go on.
They're going to be looking for another violent change.
Have you died yet?
Kanye goes down. Ebony's got a long pickup to make. We don't have eyes on it, but we hear action. 3 damage, and he tumbles off the map with it. And Math and Jay, in a nail-biter, pick up their first victory here. Finally showing some signs of life. Good, solid gameplay there. I'm still looking for better coordination on the attack timings, because there's a lot of times where they could have staggered it so that one hits the shield and then one hits the player. Kind of careless about some of the flash holes, too. I'm looking for better decision-making on those parts, especially out of Math in that match. But they were able to pick up the win. They were able to take down the grind. It's 2-1 still in favor of Ebony and Kanye. And now they get to pick the city. And a map I would not have expected out of those two. It looks like we're going to city. It's exactly the kind of map where that style can get punished. And it looks like they're going to stick with it. Boy, is it boring to play against. It's not super boring to cast. I'll give them that. At least it's not super boring to cast. But it is not super fun to play against. But this is a tournament match, so you can't knock them for that. You know, you do what you have to win. It doesn't matter if it's fun. You do what you do to win. This one does look different, though. I didn't see Kanye when he changed it. Flash Hole is going to take that early on. See a Tiger Strength for Ebony. It looks like they're actually going a little bit more offensive based here.
I got 2 boost mines.
Boost mines for Ebony. That Crawlers is going to hurt. They got a lot of pressure here. They've got nothing to stop it. Kanye can cartwheel it a couple times. He manages to block the ice sword. Honestly, I think I would have overwritten the charged particle. Crawlers is a hard one to cartwheel, especially if you stand still and wait for it. That's not how I recommend doing it. Ebony lost a whole big chunk of his hand.
Oh, I'm about to take that one out.
Kanye's going to lose another laser, most likely. There goes the ice sword. Ebony's taking a whole chunk of damage. This is not the map I would have suggested for their style, especially against Ebony and Math. Or, excuse me, against Math and Jay. Goodness. Finally uses the erase shell to get rid of the crawlers. That's going to be big. Continues to get hit by ice sword, though.
Yeah,
Math only has an ice sword. I think he needs to reset at this point.
Someone lagged out.
There's a bit of lag there, but it looks like the game kept moving.
Good.
Math eats the exhaust. It's not as bad as it could be. But he's down to 2 now, but he was only at 4. Jay also loses a reincarnation. Again, just careless against erase defenses. That's literally all these guys run. And I am seeing so much carelessness about it, not even trying to bait it out. Kanye managed a good cartwheel there. That one was better. Gonna knock Jay out of the air. Nope. Orb is on. Math finally picking up some more aura. Flash holes the vibration blaster.
Get up and down here, yep. Oh shit. Jump out, jump off, jump off, jump off.
That was a good call. Ebony jumps off so that Kanye can pick him up. Give him the refresh, easier pickup. He's finally in a good spot here, but he's up against the willow of Math. Could be... Nope. Once again.
He's out.
Math forced to retreat. Jay does catch that laser. But now there's a Tiger Strength Vibration laser to follow it. Another eraser, too. Kanye's getting low. There goes the Tiger Strength. He's going to lose that. Do they have more flash holes? No, that's a fortress. Jay's got to get inside that range. He's got to get away from that laser. Math maybe going to keep Kanye from being able to do it. Please have a read on the eraser this time. He doesn't. He doesn't. I haven't seen one fake out of these guys. He does catch the vibration laser. We'll have to see what else the recall brought back for Kanye, but it is starting to look like he's getting low. Math and Jay are healthier in their arsenals, but Ebony's putting pressure on Jay right now. Ebony does get smacked back. He's about to be caught in the 2v1. Kanye... No attack yet. He's got an attack, but Ebony's continuing to eat damage. Math still has the flash hole. Venom Fang finishes him off. Does not time the defenses properly. He's going to go down immediately. Yeah, he's possibly down to his last attack, which is easily flash hold. I think Math and Jay have this unless Ebony can really pull something out here. And, so far, all he's managed is to die midair. Looked good for the moment, though. Good attempt at the reflect mirror. A nice cartwheel. Putting some damage back on. Jay and Math are low enough that with a little luck, they win this. But things are not looking good. Jay goes down. Math's got to make the pickup. He erases one, but he gets manualed by Ebony. And goodness, just so overeager there. That's going to be a 3-1 win. Math and Jay had that match there, but they were so low. Didn't, off one or the other. Caught there in the middle. And they were able to kill them fast enough. Despite having the flash hole, he dies to the lasers. But yeah, I think we saw right there what would be expected out of the matchup. Ebony and Kanye come in. They've been playing a lot together. We saw the synergy. We saw the strategy. We saw the execution. Math and Jay Oftentimes had good plans, had good offense, got close to clinching the victory, but it felt like there was a few pieces they were missing there. Big key being they needed to be timing their attacks better and testing out those defenses. Kanye took so many extra attacks, Ebony took so many extra attacks because they didn't bother to check the defense they were attacking into first. Many Rians, many Willows, and even Crawlers lost when they might not have needed to be. So that'll be a 3-1 victory in round 1 for Kanye and Ebony. Good showing, looking strong, looking solid. It'll be interesting to see how far they can take that synergy. And we'll be looking to see Math and Jay bounce back in round 2.